Another day of Jersey Pro League hockey. The top 4 teams in the club division all taking the ice today. The first game between Breakout Sports Broadcasting and Homegrown Hockey. And then we get John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation and Capper Hockey Services. 2 great games on tap. Michael Cerroti with you live on Breakout Sports Broadcasting from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House at the Prudential Center. 2 incredible hockey games in the club division of the Jersey Pro League. Just moments away from puck drop in the first game between Homegrown Hockey and Breakout Sports Broadcasting. BSB, 4th in the club division, a 3-2 record. Homegrown Hockey is 4-1. They sit at 2nd in the standings. This is Homegrown Hockey's first year in the JPL. Breakout Sports Broadcasting was here last year. Eight teams in the club division, and we get the top 4 all taking the ice tonight. Second game, puck drop scheduled for 8:30. Will probably be a little delayed with this one getting underway shortly after 7 o'clock. These players had to drive through quite the storm to get here at the Prudential Center. All 5 on the ice for both sides. Puck drop just seconds away between Homegrown Hockey and Breakout Sports Broadcasting. The club division of the Jersey Pro League rolls on. Game 1 between Homegrown Hockey and Breakout Sports Broadcasting is underway. Homegrown Hockey in white going right to left. Breakout Sports Broadcasting in orange going left to right. First period gets going deep in the zone for HGH. Into the neutral zone. First time up the ice for BSB. And they give it away. Swartwout kicks it off the skate. Swartwout in front. Turned aside by Connor. Casey Connor starting in net for Breakout Sports Broadcasting. .714 save percentage in his 2 appearances this season. 11 goals allowed per game. 15 of them came in 1 game to the Gaudreau Foundation. Frankie Smith is starting in net for Homegrown Hockey. He's got an even .900 save percentage. Knocked down in the neutral zone. Slap shot. Connor turns it aside with the pad. Still in with Homegrown Hockey. Lastra back up top. O'Donnell takes it to the corner. Stoffel. Rister. Connor makes the initial stop, stayed loose in front for a moment, and Alex Frascone took it away. Frascone handles in the defensive zone. Good pressure from Matthew O'Donnell. Turned away in the neutral zone. Swartwout. Thomas Swartwout loses it in front. Second effort. Swartwout off the pad of Connor. Swartwout stays with it and scores. Thomas Swartwout starts the scoring for Homegrown Hockey. They lead 1-0, just a minute 23 in. Number 9 of the season for Thomas Swartwout, an early 1-0 lead. Homegrown Hockey looking for more on the stick of Teets behind the net. Nice job to step in and take it away by Jacob DeFerris. Homegrown Hockey staying with it. Kirillachev denied. Another save for Connor. Back to the blue line, Osher. Weave in. And that one finds the back of the net. It's a 2-0 lead for Homegrown Hockey. What a start. 12:58 to go in the first, and it's 2-0. Breakout Sports Broadcasting having trouble clearing the zone. They're able to do so here with a wrap around the boards, but Osher picks it up for Homegrown Hockey, gets it up the boards for Kirillichev. Roman Kirillichev dangles through, knocked away. Here comes BSB, and Alec Osher pokes it free. Into the neutral zone, DeFerris. Wrap around the boards, Nicholas Padula. Back in front, covered up by Frankie Smith. Smith out of the EHLP with the New Jersey 87s. Has a 2-0 record with HGH, 2.5 goals allowed per game. That's a really low average for the Jersey Pro League. Face off straight into the boards. Padula keeps it in the zone. Drop it back. Padula. Rauch sends it down low. Smith sticks it away. Homegrown Hockey racing ahead. Behind the net. Back to the point. Wrister. Connor makes the stop. Down low, Colin Rice. Around the boards. Near turnover in the offensive zone for HGH. Fight for it. Homegrown Hockey takes it the other way with King. Poked loose, and Breakout Sports Broadcasting finally regains control. Rice trying to push ahead with McNulty. Flip into the corner. O'Donnell around the boards. King in the corner. Two are there for BSB. Forced to exit the zone. Stephen Kappas back to get it. Frascone back onto the ice for BSB. Weave inside, and it's knocked loose into the corner. Nice dangle, but Homegrown Hockey sets up a rush the other way. A 3-on-1. Swartwout waits, fires wide. Thomas Swartwout had a good look and patient with it, but he fired it to the left of the net. Flipped down low by Walker. Frankie Smith scoops it up and freezes the puck with 10:27 to go in the first. We'll have a penalty shot for Breakout Sports Broadcasting. A great chance to cut the lead in half for Alex Frascone with 10:27 to go in the first period. Frankie Smith in net. Frascone walks in to the forehand, knocked away by Smith. Frankie Smith extends the stick, and Homegrown Hockey holds on to a 2-goal lead. Alex Frascone has been key for BSB this season. He has 11 points through 5 games, but he couldn't find the back of the net there. Trying to tee up a one-timer. Kappas misfired. Homegrown Hockey takes it the other way with Swartwout. Backhand pass. O'Donnell in front to the backhand. He scores. Number 8 of the season for Matthew O'Donnell. 3-0 Homegrown Hockey. 10-12 to go in the first. It's all HGH to get this thing started. Swartwout again across the blue line. Give it up in front. Connor pokes it loose. In the neutral zone, Gutt waits for it. Nice move by Shane Gutt into the offensive zone. Gutt drops it off, taken away by HGH. Swartwout receives it off the boards, forced away by Kappas. Tommy Boyle fighting for it. Gutt gets it ahead for BSB. Looking, turning, firing, save. Still loose in front. Smith with another stop. 4 saves now for Frankie Smith. Controlled at the point, taken away by Swartwout. Thomas Swartwout walking in to the forehand, and he fanned on it. Taken behind the net by Walker. BSB slows the tempo. 3-on-3 the other way. Far side, offside. Line changes for both sides. Just over 6 minutes gone by in the first period. BSB wins the face-off back off the boards, trying to set up the rush. Edmonds, low shot. Frankie Smith makes the save with the pads. Here comes HGH the other way. In front, wrister. Couldn't get good contact. Stayed loose in front in the crease. BSB trying to take it the other way. Rauch was denied. Smith to the corner. In front. Dangle, backhand shot. Another save by Smith. Back to the point for Rauch. Rauch, wrister. Frankie Smith with the pads. 7 saves for Smith already. Padula in the defensive zone. Nice move to get it across the blue line. Osher chases it down, knocks it into the corner. Osher plays it off the boards, taken away by BSB. And Homegrown Hockey not on the same page. Pass ahead for Kirillichev, and he wasn't in the right spot. An icing with 7:45 left in the opening period. Colin Rice to the face-off circle in the offensive zone for BSB. He wins it back in front. Rice turned aside by Smith. Stays in the corner with Rice, but a quick turnover back to Homegrown Hockey. Look to get it up. Kirillichev sticks it forward. Teets kept it in the zone for a moment. BSB gets it back. Behind the net, Rice looking to stab it in front, taken away by Kirillichev. Here comes Homegrown Hockey the other way. Rauch with the poke check, and Connor closes up to make the stop. Numbers for BSB the other way. Rice gets it in front. Rice settles. Smith with a stop, and it's poked loose. Frankie Smith and the Homegrown Hockey defense get it out of there. Sets up a breakaway for Teets. Austin Teets backhands it wide. Teets staying with it behind the net. In front for Kirillichev, and another stop. Stoffel defensive zone. Fans on it. A chance for BSB. Another save for Smith. Frankie Smith, impressive in net to start this game for Homegrown Hockey. It's a 3-0 lead with 6:28 to go in the first period. Tie up on the face-off. Walker couldn't win the race. Homegrown Hockey setting it up the other way. Kappas, far side. Asante. Asante wrapping around the net. He hit it off the post. Edward Asante trying to push the puck into the twine. Instead, he got iron. O'Brien toe drags. Walker is there. O'Brien flips it in deep for King. King around the boards. And Asante will be the first to the puck, but he turns it over to Stoffel. Back around the net. Stephen Kappas, the only one there. '56 in the red jersey. We asked Shane Gutt who that is, and he said, I don't know. That's what you get in the Jersey Pro League. Random guys suiting up on random nights for random teams. Nice move to get it into the offensive zone by Gutt. Gutt backhands across, shot, score! Alex Frascone with the one-timer. BSB is on the board. Eighth of the season for Alex Frascone. Fifth assist for Shane Gutt. And it was a beauty on the one-timer. Turnover. Swartwout surveys. Swartwout trying to flip it across for O'Donnell. He wasn't there yet. Lastra flips it ahead. 2-on-1 for HGH. Pass across, score! O'Donnell with his second of the game. BSB gets a one-timer. HGH gets it right back. Matthew O'Donnell with number 9 of the year. Thomas Swartwout with the assist, his 7th of the season. It's 4-1. O'Donnell trying to win the race. Casey Connors sticks it aside. Pass through the legs. Set it up for Edmonds. Turnover. Swartwout. Wrister. Saved by Connor. Swartwout and Lastra still there behind the net. Now O'Donnell comes to pick it up. O'Donnell. Shot O'Brien. That was blocked. O'Brien staying with it. O'Brien across the net. Back to the blue line. Lastra. O'Donnell. O'Donnell trying to get in front. Nice poke check, and BSB races the other way. Into the zone. Great defense. But a penalty. Another penalty shot for Breakout Sports Broadcasting with 3:52 to go in period number 1. Frankie Smith has already saved 1 penalty shot today. Can he do it again? This time he cannot. BSB trims the lead back down to 2. (4-2) with 3:52 to go in the first period. Padula trying to get it up the ice. Turnover in the neutral zone. Lastra pokes it ahead for Swartwout. Swartwout being hounded. Lastra behind the net. Poked away. Padula able to evade Swartwout. Padula battling for it, taken away. Flip ahead, knocked down. Chance for BSB. Pass for Padula, too far. He stays with it, wraps it around the net. Padula trying to get it in front for Edmonds, taken away. Swartwout with speed. Swartwout behind the net. Drop it off for O'Donnell. Back to the blue line, Osher. Osher looking for the pass in front. The only one there, Padula, and that's the wrong team. Stabbed in by Edmonds. Another turnover for Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Homegrown Hockey has controlled much of the possession to start this game. Osher weaves through, takes it across the blue line. Osher waits. Osher turns it over. Into the offensive zone, looking for Rice. Instead, it's Walker. Walker, drop it off McNulty. Centering pass. Poked away. BSB still with it, and now they turn it over. Up the ice for Kirillichev. Kirillichev for Tietz, and he lost possession. Tietz able to get it back only for a moment, now into the neutral zone, and HGH resets. Kirillichev, far side. Kirillichev off the boards. Up top, Boyle. Looking for a deflection, sends it wide. Picked up by Tietz. Still in the offensive zone for HGH, and now McNulty goes the other way with it. 2-on-2 the other way. Shot whistles high. Tietz up ahead. Rister, score! 5-2, Homegrown Hockey with 1:09 to go in the first. The offense is buzzing for HGH. A 3-goal lead. One minute to play in the first period. Stabbed away by Kappas. Breakout Sports Broadcasting struggling to sustain possessions as they get it up the ice to Frascone. He's got one of the 2 goals today. Around the net, back in front, Frascone still loose for Asante. Asante gets taken to the ice, and O'Brien cleans it up. Bodies hit the ice. It's up for Boyle. Tommy Boyle across the blue line. Nice job by Frascone to take it away, but only for a moment. O'Brien around the boards, nobody home. Alex Frascone leading the rush for BSB. Frascone backhand pass, nobody there. He was looking for Gut. Five seconds left in the first. Chance in front and a goal! Homegrown Hockey makes it 6-2 off the stick of Sean King. 2.4 ticks in the first period, and it's a 4-goal lead. Back to center ice for one last face-off, and that does it for the first 15 minutes. Homegrown Hockey leading Breakout Sports Broadcasting 6-2. Don't go anywhere. The second period is next. Back for the second period from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House. Homegrown Hockey 6, Breakout Sports Broadcasting 2. The offense was humming in the first 15 minutes for HGH. A 4-goal lead, making things tough on the BSB goaltender, Casey Connor. He has had a busy game so far. Frankie Smith also has had to put in some work for Homegrown Hockey, but the offense backing it up, and it's 6-2 as we get set for the second period. BSB wins the face-off to start period number 2. King trying to get it up the ice, poked from behind by Rice. Just able to keep it in the zone. O'Brien turns, low shot saved by Connor. Nice stop by Casey Connor as he closes up the 5-hole early in the second. O'Brien wins the face-off back to the point. Osher with a shot, and Connor makes the save. Glove stop for Casey Connor. Another offensive zone face-off coming for Homegrown Hockey. This time BSB able to win it back from Gavin Edmonds. Behind the net, wrapping around the boards. Osher keeps it in. King, poked from behind. Flip down low for King. Taken in easily by Walker. O'Brien keeps it in only for a moment. Kappas takes it into the neutral zone. O'Brien right back for HGH. Osher weaving. Colin Rice pressuring. Now it's O'Donnell. Edmonds gets his stick in the lane. Edmonds tied up with O'Donnell along the boards, and Matthew O'Donnell comes away with it. O'Donnell being hounded along the boards. This is Lastra. Lastra trying to body his way. Rice pressures in the corner. Tie up along the boards. Homegrown Hockey able to come away with it with Rice. Now it's Walker. Walker trying to toe drag in front of the net, knocked away by Osher. BSB still with it, looking for the centering pass. Rauch a shot, stopped by Smith. Rauch from the blue line, teeing up a one-timer, and Smith pokes it aside into the netting. Here comes Homegrown Hockey off the face-off. O'Donnell trying to toe drag. Rauch pokes it aside. Asante couldn't win the race. Alec Osher keeps it in the zone. Pass in front. Tic-tac-toe, but they can't find the back of the net. Great look for HGH as Osher spins to keep it in. Big time stop for Casey Connor to keep it a 4-goal game. In front, Sword out, shot, glove save for Connor. Good look for Thomas Swartout, who already has one today. 12:10 to play in the second. HGH makes a change. O'Donnell will take the face-off circle. BSB trying to cut into the lead. Number 4 team in the JPL. HGH at number 2. Rauch looking for the angle. Deflection in front goes wide from Asante. Back to the point. kept in the zone and then poked away. Dangerous for BSB, but Justin Rauch gets there in time. Weave it in. Frascone, stick save for Smith. Back check by Padula. Sword out, battling with Frascone, taken to the ice. O'Donnell now. O'Donnell takes it in himself. O'Donnell wraps around the net and a whistle. Net came off its posts with 11:13 to go in the second period. And we now know 56 in the red jersey for BSB is Andres Nagy. Again, we asked Shane Gutt pregame, who's wearing 56 today, and he just gave us a shoulder shrug. But we have confirmed that is Andres Nagy with the red sweater on for BSB. This is Nagy in the neutral zone. Sticks it ahead. Nobody there. Boyle collects for HGH. Battle behind the net. Teets in the defensive zone. Stabs it ahead. DeFerris to Gutt. DeFerris wraps around. DeFerris has it stopped by Smith. Kirilichev the other way for Teets. Teets gathers. Teets shot turned away by Connor. Kappas evades Teets to the boards. BSB taking it the other way. A 3-on-2. Gutt in front. Gutt backhand saved by Smith. Gutt still with it. Into the slot. Frascone turning. Lost possession. Frascone. Shot goes high. BSB staying with it, and now they turn it over. Kirilichev. He has Stoffel with him. Kirilichev. Shot saved by Connor. 9:36 to go in the second. Roman Kirilichev turned away. Line change for BSB. Offensive zone face-off coming for Homegrown Hockey. Lipsy into the offensive zone. Edmonds, wrister, he scores! Gavin Edmonds with his 5th of the season. BSB cuts it to 3. Second assist for Ricky Lipsy. And Gavin Edmonds able to beat Frankie Smith 6-3. Still a big lead for Homegrown Hockey. But Breakout Sports Broadcasting cuts into it. One of the assistant captains for this team, Ricky Lipsy, just came onto the ice, and an assist to get the shift started. King leaves it off for O'Brien, taken away by Edmonds, looking for another. Edmonds wraps around the net. Alec Osher there defensively. And HGH causes a turnover. In front, Edmonds fires. Saved by Smith. Lipsy staying with it. Still loose in front, and the net comes off. Dangerous for Homegrown Hockey, but Breakout Sports Broadcasting can't cash in. Clock stops with 8:42 left in the second. Padula neutral zone. Flipped ahead. Rice sends it deep. Smith stops it. Turnover in the zone. McNulty, Lipsy, centering pass for Rice. O'Brien the other way. O'Brien dangles. O'Brien to the middle. Walker off the boards. Trayvon Walker across the blue line. Walker slams on the brakes looking for Lipsy. Pass came in too hot. Up the ice. 2-on-1. Pass for O'Brien. He settles back in front. Still loose in front of the crease. And Sean King scores. Second of the game for Sean King. It's 7-3 HGH. 7:31 to go in the second period. Lead is back to 4 for Homegrown Hockey. Face-off won back by Asante. 4-goal lead, second of the game for Sean King. He had 1 goal in 5 games coming into this one. Back to the point for Rauch. Rauch, hounded by Lastra. Flips it behind the net. Rauch in the air for Asante. Asante in the offensive zone. Nice poke check by Stoffel. Sword out with Lastra. Jason Lastra, low shot. Saved by Connor. Wrapped around the net. BSB taking it the other way. Weave, backhand shot wide. O'Donnell to Lastra. Lastra couldn't corral the pass, taken in by Kappas for BSB. Kept in the zone by Stoffel. Tied up along the boards. Pass in front for Frascone, knocked away. Frascone gets another look at it. More defense from HGH. Now they look to turn it into offense. 2 great poke checks to shut down scoring chances for Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Centering pass, nice stop for Connor. Lastra on the rebound off the post. A whistle with 5:22 to play in the period. Frascone drops it off into the corner. Back in front for Frascone, poked away. Great defense to shut down that chance. Karilichev, centering pass, wrister saved by Connor. Casey Connor has struggled in his first 2 games with BSB. Out of Northampton School. 4:59 left in period 2. Behind the net. Knocked away to set up a breakaway chance for BSB. Walking in, stopped by Smith. Big save for Frankie Smith. Turnover, Frascone, shot goes high. Kirillichev picks it up. Roman Kirillichev, one of the top goal scorers in the JPL. Kirillichev, drop it off. Tietz looks, poked away. Tietz trying to find the centering pass. DeFerris racing ahead. DeFerris walking into the backhand. Another stop for Smith. Still with BSB. And Frascone loses it. 3-on-1 the other way. Kirillichev walks in. Back to Kirillichev. Connor makes the save. Still loose in the crease. Centering pass from Kirillichev. And Homegrown Hockey scores. A battle in front of the net. An 8-3 lead. Lost track of the puck with all the bodies and all the shots coming in. Nothing Casey Connor could do. Another save for Connor, and he quickly jumps on it. 3:24 left in the second. Homegrown Hockey has had a pretty ridiculous offense all season, putting it on display again tonight. It's an 8-3 lead. Rice spinning. Down low for Edmonds. Edmonds rounds the net. He's taken down in the corner. No delayed penalty. Padula gathers for BSB. They'll have to exit the zone and reset on the stick of Rice. Rice around the net. Flipped ahead, knocked down, and a high stick. .223 left in the second period. Off the boards. Look to get it ahead for King. Sean King already has 2 goals today. King centering pass for O'Brien. Too hot. Edmonds takes a bump, gets it into the zone. Edmonds looks. Edmonds down low, centering pass. Stopped by Smith, and he covers it up. Under 2 to play in the second period. Another save for Frankie Smith. Sean King deep in the defensive zone. Homegrown Hockey with a 5-goal advantage. O'Brien. Poked away by Lipsy. Padula gathers in the corner. Rice up the ice. Colin Rice. Drops it off for Padula. Padula centering pass for Rauch. Justin Rauch couldn't find it. Racing the other way, O'Donnell. He scored the game's opener. HGH makes a change. Lipsy stabs ahead. Osher picks it up. Nice poke check. Up the ice. Drop it off. Wrist shot wide. Lastra off the boards. Swartout was there. And now BSB takes it the other way. Backhand pass across the ice for Rauch. Rauch, Asante, toe drag. Asante has it stopped by Smith. Rauch tees up the one-timer, sizzles wide. 15 seconds to play in the second. Nagy for McNulty. BSB looking for the late goal, but Lastra deflects that shot. Lastra has it in the corner, and Homegrown Hockey will wind the clock off the second period. It's an 8-3 lead with 15 minutes to go. BSB looking for a late surge. Two periods down, one to play from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House. The first of two club division games, an 8-3 lead for Homegrown Hockey on top of Breakout Sports Broadcasting. A good one coming up between John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation and Capper Hockey Services. Puck drop around 8:30 in the second game here in the club division of the Jersey Pro League. Always a fun night when you get two games, but extra special tonight. The top four teams all on the ice here at the Prudential Center. Michael Cerroti live with you on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. The JPL rolls on in the 2025 summer season. 15 minutes to play. The third period is underway. Osher backhands, walking in. O'Donnell in front. That hit off the post. Asante, leave it off. Off the boards, Lastra into the BSB bench. Colin Rice and Jason Lastra exchanging words. Lastra, Swartout settles with the skate. Swartout turns, still loose, and now knocked out. Across the line for Kappas. Flipped in by Asante. Osher off the boards. Nagy settles at center ice. Nagy will just dump it down low, and Lastra sets it up behind the net. Up the ice, Swartout, nice move to get it across the blue line. Swartout walking in to the backhand. Thomas Swartout with his second of the game. 9-3 HGH. Into double digits this season with 10 goals. It's a 6-goal lead early in the third. Another shot. Casey Connor makes the save this time. Frascone trying to do it himself along the boards. Frascone, wrister, saved by Smith. 13:21 to play. It's 9-3, Homegrown Hockey. The number 2 team in the club division is leaving no doubts on the offensive side. Turnover. Settle it down. Smith makes the stop and clears it out of trouble. Three on three the other way. A lot of contact. No delayed penalty. Kirilichev behind the net. Turnover. Up the ice for Frascone. Frascone. Centering pass. Shane Gutt couldn't control. Frascone staying with it. In the middle, Gutt turns. Deflected wide. Kirilichev leaves it for Tietz. In front, loose. Kirilichev couldn't push it home. Trayvon Walker the other way. Walker gets tied up and loses possession to Tietz. Great defense to shut down that chance. Back into the neutral zone. BSB will have to reset. And Colin Rice took it across too early and offside. 11:41 remaining. O'Brien the other way. Anthony O'Brien off the crossbar and out of play. Big wrister from Anthony O'Brien, who has 3 goals this season. Couldn't add another one. Off the boards, nice pass for Lipsy. Ricky Lipsy settles. Turns it over to Stoffel, who clears the zone. King loses possession. Frascone centering pass for Rice on the backup. Edmonds a shot. Sticked away by Smith, and he covers it up. 10:52 to go. The lead remains 6 for Homegrown Hockey. Wrapped around the boards, kept in the zone by Padula. Padula slams on the brakes, trying to force his way to the other side. HGH takes it away. Give it right back to Rauch. O'Brien spins it back to the blue line, looking for the deflection behind the net. Back to the point for Stoffel. Stoffel a wrister, and it's cleared by Rice. Padula takes it across. Padula, he'll shoot. Smith makes the save. King weaving through, lost possession. Stepping in, Andres Nagy. Back into the neutral zone with 9:43 to play. Asante wins the faceoff for BSB, loses possession in a hurry. BSB able to get it right back. Icing call with 9:21 on the clock, 9:29, excuse me. Top 4 teams are all in action. A great night of JPL hockey from Newark. Face-off won back by O'Donnell. To the point, slap shot. Casey Connor makes the easy glove save. Connor, a Chatham, New Jersey native, where a lot of these players come from in the JPL. Andres Nagy dropping the stick down to stop that centering pass. Back to the point, Osher. Osher being hounded. Kept in the zone. Lastra in front. Stopped by Connor. Asante with it. Taken away by Lastra. Over to Swartout. Stick to side. Back to the point. Wrist shot. Another save for Connor. McNulty off the boards. Kept in by O'Donnell. Lastra. O'Donnell. And Nagy takes it away. Long possession for HGH, but no chances. Numbers for BSB the other way. Shot was blocked. Alec Osher putting his body on the line to deny that one. Up ahead for Swartout, looking for the hat trick, but it's saved by Connor. Casey Connor denying Thomas Swartout of his third. Shane Gutt will take it around the net, couldn't find the shot, and now Homegrown Hockey turning it the other way. Austin Teets deflected. Trayvon Walker got his stick in there. In front, Smith makes the initial stop, diving on it. And it's covered up by Frankie Smith. Chaos in front of the net. Remains a 6-goal game, 7:07 to play. Walker in the corner. Kirillichev flips at the length of the ice. BSB will set it up with DeFerris behind the net. Jacob DeFerris loses possession. Kirillichev, Tietz in the corner, gut, turning. Easily kept in the zone. Flip down low, deflection by Kirillichev, goes wide. Along the boards, Frascone. Stoffel drops off. Backhand, Kirillichev! Big one-time goal. It's 10-3 HGH. 11th of the season for Roman Kirillichev. It's a 7-goal lead with 6:17 to go. Homegrown Hockey's offense shining tonight like it always does. Kirillichev looking for more. In front, Rister wide. Breakout Sports Broadcasting has been on the losing end of lopsided games like this before. Dropped one 15-4 to the Gaudreau Foundation. That was a couple weeks ago, and they had a nice bounce back, but looking like it'll be another big defeat tonight. Rauch walking in. Rister was deflected into the netting with 5:34 to go. Homegrown Hockey has so much offensive power with Tietz, King, Lastra, O'Donnell, Kirillichev, and here they come again. Into the zone, Osher. Padula takes it in behind the net. Near turnover, Sean King was there defensively. Padula trying to get it up for Lipsy. Osher stops it. King leaving it off for O'Brien. Padula steps in. Center ice. A wrist shot stopped by Connor. Rice races the other way. Rice toe drags. Rice walking in, saved by Smith. Another one for Frankie Smith with 4:36 on the clock. Full line change for BSB. Face-off tied up. McNulty trying to pick it up and skate toward the net. Andres Nagy defensively coming up big for BSB there to poke it away. Osher skating in. Osher to the corner. King behind the net. Zipped inside. Nagy takes it away. McNulty. Played aside by Smith. Kept in the zone. BSB looking to cut into the lead late. They can't hear it. It's taken away. Numbers for HGH. O'Brien. Anthony O'Brien to the corner. Nagy forces another turnover in the neutral zone. Picked up by McNulty. Couple of bodies hit the ice and a whistle. We'll see who this penalty shot goes to. A player from each team going down hard. No penalty shot. Just a face-off in the neutral zone with just over 3 minutes remaining. O'Donnell. Centering pass. Lastra. Now it's BSB the other way. Frascone couldn't pick it up. Stabbed ahead. Swartout. Swartout doing it himself. Swartout stopped by Connor. Kept in the zone by Lastra. O'Donnell. Swartout. Swartout spins in front. Knocked to the boards. Lastra, nice move. Lastra leaves it off. Loose in front. Connor able to make the pad save. He didn't know where it was for a while, but eventually turned it away. Swartout turns. Wrister stopped. Osher keeps it in. Walking in, wrist shot. Swartout, backhand. BSB flips the ice. They keep it in the zone. Shot, save for Smith. Under 1:30 to go. Frascone loses possession. BSB still with it in the neutral zone. .110 to play. BSB still playing for pride. Frascone across the blue line. Into the corner. Frascone in front. Smith makes the save. Rauch was there for BSB. Now Lastra the other way. Lastra to the net. Backhand wide. 45 seconds left. Boyle gets knocked to the ice. Lastra leaves it off, taken away by Rauch. 3-on-2 for BSB. Frascone not able to get there in time. HGH with numbers. Left off for Teets. 20 seconds left. Kirilichev centering pass, an easy one in front. Make it 11-3, Homegrown Hockey. The offense continues to overpower BSB, and that will do it. Game 1 of the night comes to an end. Homegrown Hockey takes down Breakout Sports Broadcasting 11-3. Dominant offensive showing, and HGH with an 8-goal victory. For our entire BSB team, Michael Cerrone saying, stick with us. Game 2 is coming up between the Gaudreau Foundation and Capper Hockey Services. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back for Game 2 in the club division of the Jersey Pro League between the Gaudreau Foundation and Capper Hockey Services. I'm Michael Cerrone with you on Breakout Sports Broadcasting from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Breakout Sports Broadcasting fell to Homegrown Hockey 11-3 in the first game tonight, and now it's the John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation sitting at number 1 in the standings, taking on Capper Hockey Services, not far behind at number 3. It's not often you get the top 4 teams all taking the ice in one night, and we have that today in the JPL. The Gaudreau Foundation, so impressive. They are the only team in the club division without a regulation loss. They have 1 overtime loss. In the other 4 games, they have come out on top. Capper Hockey Services, 1 overtime loss, 1 regulation loss, and 3 victories for them. Starting in net today for the Gaudreau Foundation, number 30, Matthew Carter, comes in with an .878 save percentage, 4.8 goals allowed per game. On the other side for Capper Hockey Services, it's George Coate, .911 save percentage, 4.25 goals allowed per game. Some goal scorers on both sides that'll be on display. Capper Hockey Services talking things over in their net, just in front of their goaltender, George Coate. Gaudreau Foundation is already set on the ice with 5 skaters. And now Capper breaks their huddle. That's the first huddle I've seen all year from any team. Team chemistry is on 100 for Capper, led by Captain Matthew Nasinovich, with assistants Dylan Boris and Jack Smith. 6 skaters on the ice right now for Capper, and now they get it sorted out. We are just about set to go. Getting set at center ice for the first period. The Gaudreau Foundation and Capper Hockey Services. David Sikevich and Isaac Sue are in the circle, and we are underway. Gaudreau Foundation in maroon going right to left. Capper Hockey Services in black going left to right. Early chance brewing for Capper. In the corner, maybe loses it. Fight for it, Capper staying with it. Shot deflected wide. Hollis Humphreys across the blue line. Humphreys slams on the brakes, looking to the far side. Centering pass, and it's stopped by Coate. Clayton Pryl was going for a skate for the Gaudreau Foundation, and the centering pass was meant for him, but it was knocked away. Gaudreau Foundation with an offensive zone face-off. Ryan Callahan steps in to take it. Capper Hockey Services on the rush. They didn't have numbers. Still a great look. Now dumped down low for maybe. Salisbury to the corner. In front. That one zipped past. Turnover in the defensive zone. Shot Saved by Cote, still loose, and the Gaudreau Foundation scores. Less than 2 minutes in, the Gaudreau Foundation strikes first off the stick of Kyle Gregory. Third of the season for Gregory. It's a 1-0 lead for the Gaudreau Foundation. A couple chances for Capper Hockey Services. They couldn't cash in, and the Gaudreau Foundation got the puck up the ice in a hurry and scored. Another look in front. That time it's deflected by Boris. Isaac Sue into the offensive zone in the corner. Sue in a battle with Giederman. Humphreys turns it the other way. Giederman tracks it down. Giederman backhand pass, nobody home. Thomas across for Maybe. Down low, Sue, back to Maybe, couldn't control. Humphreys surveys across, and it's covered up by Cote. Clayton Pryle, he was on the receiving end of that pass, but he couldn't do anything with it. Pryle has 6 goals this season to go along with 10 assists. Rosalenko wins the face-off back. Stiles across. Sakevich down low. Sakevich gets it back. Off the boards, taken away. Kostrowski had it for a moment. Shot, score! Jake Rosalenko. It's 2-0 Gaudreau Foundation. Less than 3 minutes in. .12:01 to go in the first period. A 2-0 lead. Eddie Salisbury back skates into the defensive zone. Up the ice. Kostrowski. Kostrowski takes the shot. It's stopped by Carter. Matthew Carter out of High Point at the ACHA D2 level. Kostrowski wins back the faceoff. Quick shot, another stop for Carter. .11:46 left in the first. 2-0 lead already for the Gaudreau Foundation. Gaudreau Foundation coming off a win to secure the #1 spot in the club division. A 4-0-1 record. Stiles skates around, flips it up the ice. A 1-on-2 the other way for Gregory. Tie up in the corner. Back to the point, wrist shot stopped by Cote. Dylan Stiles with a big shot. Line changes for both sides. Make a wish. Clock stops with 11:11 to go in the first. Two great club division games tonight in the Jersey Pro League. 1 versus 3. We already had 2 versus 4. Capper Hockey Services looking to start a rush and cut the lead in half. Salisbury waits. Salisbury down low, in front. Big stop. Matthew Carter is all over it. Capper has to reset. McCullough looking for maybe, taken away easily by Stiles. Poke to keep it in by Adamski. Stiles. Centering pass, maybe shut down by Carter. Up the ice for Humphreys. Hollis Humphreys skates it around the net. Poked loose. Capper the other way with a 2-on-2 chance. Maybe. Turns. Fires. Scores! Hunter maybe cuts the lead in half and gets Capper Hockey Services on the board. Fourth of the season for Hunter maybe out of St. Joe's Metuchen. Beats Carter to the far side. Gaudreau Foundation quickly the other way. Adamski settles around the boards. Tee up a slap shot. Saved by Cote. Rosalenko battling. Rosalenko still with it. Pryle. Knocked down by Maybe. Maybe trying to clear the zone, and Capper is able to do so. Braden Giederman the first to it. Cross across the blue line. Pryle. Centering pass. Too high for Matt Goggin. Up the ice, Jack Smith with Maybe, drops it off. Hunter Maybe flips it wide. Smith back behind the net, taken in by Giederman. Giederman flips it ahead. Humphreys couldn't get there in time, and it's covered up by Cote with 8:39 to go in the first. Face-off won by White. Tom White off the boards. Tom White still with it for Capper. White into the zone. Gives it up. Shot from just inside the blue line. Kept in the zone by White. White in front. A shot stopped loose in front. Still loose. A battle. And Gaudreau Foundation finally clears. Numbers the other way, but it's broken up. Big defensive effort to knock it loose by Boris. A delayed penalty. Big chance on the penalty shot. Tom White will take it. White has not scored all season. He can tie it with this penalty shot. White to the backhand. It's stopped. Another save for Matthew Carter. Gaudreau Foundation holds on to the lead. Isaac Sue stabs it down. Gregory scored the game's first goal. He gives it up in front. Gregory gets it back, and the net came off. All sorts of chances around the crease for the John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation. Taken away by Maybe. Maybe gets it back. Maybe toward the net. Fires a backhand. Carter covers. Hunter Maybe active to start this game for Capper Hockey Services. Up the ice, couldn't be settled by Stiles. Stiles chases it behind the net. Salisbury there for Capper. In the corner, looking for the backhand. Stopped by Cote. Nice toe drag. Shot couldn't get there from Maybe. He stays with it. Salisbury dances. Eddie Salisbury skates in. Salisbury has it poked away by Callahan. Offside, Rosalenko and Pryal not on the same page. 6:19 to go in the first. Back into the neutral zone for another faceoff. Stiles sets it up. Along the boards, Goggin to Gregory. Gregory trying to go back to Goggin. Taken away. Look ahead for Adamski, covered up by Carter. Face off one back by Adamski. And hitting the deck was Jack Smith. Smith in the corner. Gregory couldn't win the race. Dylan Boris pokes it ahead. Adamski settles. Shot deflected into the netting with 5:26 left in the first. Two-one lead for the John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation, but Capper Hockey Services generating a lot more opportunities as of late. They have 10 shots on goal, just 8 for the Gaudreau Foundation. Adamski with another face-off win. Smith trying to tee up Boris. Covered up once again by Matthew Carter. Smith skates it back to the defensive zone. Turnover to Humphreys. Giederman off the boards to Gregory. Gregory centering pass, fire, save, Cote. Gregory behind the net. In front. Wrister deflected. Still loose. Looking in front for Cross. It was knocked away. Jones to the penalty circle. Wraps all the way around the boards to center ice. And Giederman skates it back. Humphreys trying to do it himself. Knocked back to Evan Jones. Jones. Pass deflected. Jacob McCullough starts the rush. Maybe. Zips it inside. Shot goes wide on the rebound. Hunter Maybe with his second. We're tied. Hunter Maybe had 3 goals through 5 games. He's got 2 tonight. 2 apiece with 3:59 to go in the first period. Pryle's pass goes off the post. Here comes Maybe once again. Around the net, Maybe turns, fires, and a save by Carter. Pryle calling for it up the ice. Instead, it's walked up by Stiles. Callahan leaves it off. Nobody was there. Maybe up the ice. Maybe spins toward the net. Shot goes wide. Pryle across the blue line. Looking for the deflection in front. Cote clears. Stiles staying with it. And Isaac Sue takes it away. Sue is a big goal scorer for Capper Hockey Services. Sue. Wrister from the blue line turned aside. Backhand couldn't get there. Callahan stabbing at it. Sticked aside by Carter. Turnover in the neutral zone to Sue. He gives it right back. Stiles. Nice move by Stiles. Across the ice, centering pass. Big shot from Peter Cross, but it was deflected. Cross to the backhand. Tie up along the boards. In front, Cross. Sizzles wide. Back into the neutral zone with Goggin. In front, stays in the zone. Big wrister, saved by Carter on the shot from Boris. Smith trying to get there. Goggin beats him to the puck. Goggin in front, Rosalenko knocks it down. And Rosalenko loses it. Rosalenko and McCullough tied up. Rosalenko comes out with it. In front, backhand still loose. Cross keeps it in the zone. Rosalenko goes to the ice. Cross, looking for the angle, and it's saved by George Cote. Cote, a native of Madison, New Jersey, played his high school puck at Del Barton, one of the top programs in the state. Gregory wins the face-off back. Turning and shooting Callahan, deflected into the netting. 21 seconds left in the first period. McCullough behind the net, trying to get it up the ice, kept in the zone. Gregory. Capper the other way, 5 seconds. And Gaudreau Foundation forces the turnover. That will do it for the first 15 minutes. Gaudreau Foundation went up 2-0. Capper Hockey Services fight back. We got a tie game heading to the second. A 2-2 game between John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation and Capper Hockey Services heading into the second period from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House. Michael Cerrone with you on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. A much tighter game than the opener between BSB and Homegrown Hockey, as we get the second period underway. Tom White spinning around with it. White staying persistent. White taken away by Giederman. Nice poke check from behind, but he turns it over. Salisbury. Maybe already has two. Maybe deflected and in. Capper Hockey Services with 3 unanswered. It's a 3-2 lead. Hunter maybe just sending it down low and hoping for the best, and he gets the deflection. A 3-2 lead for Capper. Pass across, shot goes high. That was Callahan with the attempt. In front, Humphreys turns. Couldn't make good contact. Gaudreau Foundation still with it. Humphreys picks it up in the corner. Humphreys tied up with Sue. White controls. Big save on the rebound, a shot wide. Hollis Humphreys sets up the breakaway. Humphreys denied the rebound, another save. George Cote holding his ground in the crease. Rister goes wide, Humphreys staying with it. Maybe the other way. Maybe settles. Two minutes into the second period. An action-packed game so far. Sakevich takes it in, finds Gregory. Gregory with a shot. George Cote makes the save. Rosolenko with a wild shot. Not sure he even saw the net before firing. Rosolenko settles it this time. Cote makes the save. Matthew Carter freezes the puck. 12:13 to go in the second. Stiles and Goggin back on the ice for the Gaudreau Foundation. Back to the blue line, McCullough, he gets taken down. Here comes Gregory the other way. Kyle Gregory with Jack Smith on the back check, and George Cote makes the save. Still in with the Gaudreau Foundation. Tee it up in front, stopped on the shot by Rosolenko. Here comes Capper the other way. Wrist shot deflected in front. Nasinovic couldn't find it. Rosolenko setting up the rush. Rosolenko, wrister, he scores! Jake Rosolenko with his 12th of the season. Gaudreau Foundation ties it at 3 apiece. Chaos between these two teams, but the Gaudreau Foundation takes it down the ice on the stick of Rosolenko, and he finds the back of the net. Three unanswered goals before that one, as it's teed up by Maybe. Stopped by Carter. Settled in the defensive zone by Stiles, and he goes around the boards for Goggin. Humphreys. Hollis Humphreys dangling his way in. Shot went well wide. Sue has Maybe. Sue for Maybe. Deflected wide. Maybe still with it. Pops in front. Back to Sue. Isaac Sue has it poked away by Humphreys. Up ahead for Pryle. Excuse me. Walking in. Shot, score! Dylan Stiles puts the Gaudreau Foundation back on top. It's a 4-3 lead. Fifth of the year for Dylan Stiles. Out of the ACHA D2 with Sacred Heart. Stiles. Nyack, New York native, a big one. 2 straight for the Gaudreau Foundation to retake the lead. Nasinovic, cross ice pass, wrister wide. Jacob McCullough. Settled by Giederman. White back for Smith. Smith takes it around the net. Rosalenko chasing. White to Nasinovic. Lost it for a second, and now he does again. Nasinovic staying with it. Gaudreau Foundation finally able to clear the zone. Evan Jones gives it up. Back to Jones in front from Callahan. Jones behind the net. Gregory back deep. Callahan tied up with White. Back to the point for Giederman. And Gaudreau Foundation forced to exit the zone. They get it back in with Rosalenko. Drops it off. Walking in, Gregory in front, loose in front of the crease and picked up by White. Poke check from behind by Callahan. Rosalenko looking back for Callahan. Instead, it's Gregory. McCullough. Rosalenko. Back to the point, Jones. Across the ice, Giederman. Giederman surveys. Rosalenko in front. Shot from Jones. Turned away. Still loose. Off the crossbar from Jones. Rosalenko. Capper was in a change. Rosalenko a shot. Saved by Cote. Humphrey still with it. Jones keeps it in. Jones taken to the ice. No call. 2-on-1 for Capper. Adamski shoots, and it trickles in. Christian Adamski ties it. 4-4 with 7:45 to go in the second. Matthew Carter initially had the save. Take a look at this one. He made the stop, but it trickled in across the goal line, and we're tied once again. The third tie of the game already. Maybe shut down by Carter. Staying with it. Maybe for Salisbury. Backhanded up ahead. Pryal in front. Adamski pokes it away. Stiles along the boards. Stiles turns, puts it down low. Here comes Capper with numbers. Maybe. Hunter, maybe. Stopped. Maybe gets it again. Adamski behind the cage. Now it's a rush for the Gaudreau Foundation. A 3-on-2. Drop it off. Pryal a shot. Saved by Cote. On the rebound, they score. Hollis Humphreys sticks it in. His 7th of the season. 6:35 to go in period number 2. John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation retakes the lead. Pass in front, Gregory sends it wide, and the goal came off. Gregory settles. Gregory. Big save for Cote on the tee up for Callahan. Wrap around the boards for Smith. Smith with a poke check, stabs it into the offensive zone. Nobody there but Dylan Stiles. 5:40 to go in the second period. Stiles settles, flips it up the ice for Gregory, but it's taken right back by McCullough. McCullough weaving. Gregory. Back in the zone for Kostrowski. In front, saved by Carter, and he covers it up with 5:16 to go. 5-4 lead for the Gaudreau Foundation. Both of these teams are 3-0 when they're listed as the home team. Gaudreau Foundation is the home team in this contest. So we'll see if that trend holds true. Trying to force that pass in front for Sue, and it's taken away. Salisbury with a shot way high, and it's covered up by Carter. In front, Smith couldn't settle it. Salisbury. Sue comes to get it. Sue looking in front. Sue turns, wrister, score! Isaac Sue ties it back up at 5 apiece. 7th of this season for Isaac Sue. 4:24 to go in the second. We're tied once again. We have been tied at 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, and now 5-5. What a game between the Gaudreau Foundation and Capper Hockey Services. A delayed penalty call. This will be a penalty shot for Capper Hockey Services. Jack Smith is yet to score this season. He can get his first and put Capper Hockey Services back in front with this penalty shot. Smith walks in on Carter and he's shut down. We remain tied. Another save for Matthew Carter. Maybe in the corner. Wraps it around the boards. Kostrowski comes out of there with it. Nice move, Kostrowski, but it's poked away. Humphreys starts the rush. In front, rebound, score! Gaudreau Foundation retakes the lead at 6-5. Peter Cross coming to the bench saying, come on, boys. Trying to rally the Gaudreau Foundation. They have a 6-5 lead with 3:44 to go in the second period. Hunter maybe has 2 goals already. Up ahead, Ryan Callahan. Callahan gives it up behind the net. Good back check for Capper to shut down that chance. Callahan, pass in front, shot wide. A whistle and stoppage with 2:45 to go in the second period. Net came out once again. Isaac Sue trying to find the angle. Isaac Sue stopped. Pass in front could not be settled. The other way. Gaudreau Foundation has to reset, would have been offside. Just in front of the bench. Sue gets it over to Smith, and it's covered up by Cote. 1:51 to go in the second. Rosalenko wins the face-off back. Sakevich down low. Rosalenko. Tie up along the boards. Humphreys in front. Rosalenko to the forehand. Another one for Jake Rosalenko. It's a 7-5 lead for the Gaudreau Foundation. 1:29 to go in the second. Gaudreau Foundation back up 2 goals. Kept in the zone, knocked down. Salisbury with speed. Salisbury save. Glove stop for Carter. White wins it back. Quick shot, Nasanovic. Turned aside by Carter. Salisbury stabs it. Maybe. A minute to go in the second. Hunter maybe. Skates. Maybe. Nasanovic. Poked away. White settles it. Tom White poked loose. Rosalenko to Humphreys. Humphreys across the ice, back to Rosalenko. What a save for Cote! Maybe chases it down. 20 seconds left in the second. Maybe gives it up behind the net. Salisbury, neutral zone, couldn't control it. Gregory, Humphreys in front. Pass was offline. That will do it for the second period. Excitement from both sides, but it's the Gaudreau Foundation with the advantage heading into the final 15, a 7-5 lead. George Cote with a big stop for Capper Hockey Services to keep it at a 2-goal game. Take another look at this one. The pass in front, not an easy one to save. Gaudreau Foundation coming down the ice. George Cote sliding back for that stop. Gaudreau Foundation, though, with a 7-5 lead as we get set for the final 15 minutes. Smith sends it in deep to get the final frame started. Goggin around the boards, kicked forward by Smith. In front looking for the deflection. Kostrowski couldn't find it. In the corner, pass in front, walking in, backhand stopped on the rebound, wide. Capper staying with it. In front, Smith. Smith walks in, still loose. Nasanovic looking down low, pass taken away. Kept in the zone, Sue to Smith. Back to the point for Sue. Isaac Sue. Sue dangles, poked. Up ahead. Callahan. Callahan saved by Cote, and he covers it. Rosalenko wins the face-off back. To the point, Giederman. In the corner. Jones loses it. Numbers for Capper. Maybe walking in. Maybe centering pass. Backhand wide. Second effort from Maybe. Another misfire. Kept in the zone by Salisbury. Flipped in for Adamski. Adamski, Maybe, trickling in. Another one goes wide. Capper threatening. Evan Jones takes it the other way. Jones, offensive zone. Jones, shot. Cote closes up. Adamski just pokes it out, forces Gaudreau Foundation to reset. Jones. 2.5 gone by in period number 3. Gregory, shot deflected. Giederman. Cote makes the save. 34 shots on goal for the Gaudreau Foundation, 33 for Capper Hockey Services. Kyle Gregory takes it across the blue line, and it's poked away by Adamski. Nice move by Adamski in front. Everything but the finish. Smith takes it in. Smith shoots it wide. Maybe being pressured, taken away by Rosalenko. Jake Rosalenko stopped. Humphreys on the rebound. Zipped ahead and covered up by Carter. 11:18 to go. 2-goal lead for the Gaudreau Foundation. Peter Cross gets out of that face-off with the puck. In front, Cross gets it back. Cross toward the net, sends it wide. Stiles deflected. Pass in front, nobody there. Jack Smith the other way. Smith, a shot, turned aside by Carter. 2-on-2 the other way. Pass in front, an open look for Callahan. Callahan gives it up. Pryl, the deflection on the rebound. A couple chances for Dylan Stiles, but George Cote covers it up. Giederman keeps it in the zone to the corner. Gregory. Cote another save. And he jumps on it. More than 5 minutes gone in the third. 37 shots on goal now for the Gaudreau Foundation. They lead at 7-5. One-timer. Big one for Braden Giederman. Kept in the zone by Pryl. Pryl toward the net, and Cote hugging the post stops it. Face-off one back. Pryl, quick shot. That was blocked. Giederman with it. Giederman looking for Pryl. Instead, it's Goggin. Goggin in front. Maybe taking it away and starting the rush. Maybe with Kostrowski. Maybe shot, score! A hat trick for Hunter Maybe. Capper Hockey Services back within one. Maybe going for a skate with Roman Kostrowski, but he takes the shot himself and beats Matthew Carter. It's 7-6 with 9:08 to play. Carter makes the save this time on Nasinovic. Nasinovic backhands in, extra feed in front. Maybe staying with it. Knocked away. Smith can't keep it in. Here comes Cross. Cross surveys. Humphreys. Humphreys shoots. Scores! Hollis Humphreys extends the lead back to 2 just like that. 8-6 Gaudreau Foundation with 8:40 remaining. Sue avoiding the offside. Back up top. McCullough down low. Still loose. McCullough stabbed away. 2-on-1 for the Gaudreau Foundation. Pass across. Humphreys. And the cage was knocked off. 7:57 to play. An 8-6 lead for the Gaudreau Foundation, trying to hold on to the number 1 spot in the club division. They are 4-0-1 this year. Capper Hockey Services number 3, 3-1-0-1. In front, big shot for Pryle. Pryle sticking with it along the boards. Pryle comes out of there, but Salisbury pokes it away. Salisbury kicks it onto his own stick. Eddie Salisbury deflects off Carter. Behind the net. Around the boards. Zipped across for Pryle. Into the offensive zone. Pryle, tough angle, and Cote easily makes the save. Callahan with it in the corner. Around the boards. Pryle. Pryle skating around. Jones. Back down low for Pryle. 2 are there for Capper. Callahan staying with it in front. Taken away. Tom White sets it up. And White just sends it in deep. Poke check to take it away. White into the neutral zone. Maybe. He's got a hat trick. Maybe looking for another. He was taken aside the net. Humphreys looks in front. It's loose. Cote sprawling and goes wide. In front for Jones. Wide shot. Humphreys in front. A chance. Another one goes wide. Gregory had that look. Gregory, Humphreys a one-timer. Another whistle for the net. This has been a problem tonight on both sides of the ice. 5:31 to go. Cross wins the faceoff back for Stiles. Stiles trying to find Goggin. Mac Goggin. Gaudreau Foundation forced to exit the zone, and Stiles has it poked away. Nasinovic. Looking to find Smith. Deflected. Along the boards. 3-on-1. Gregory gives it to Cross. Back to Gregory. Back to Cross. And he couldn't handle the pass. Smith the other way for Capper. Smith dangles. Great defense. Gregory sets it up along the boards with Cross. Cross. Gregory. Gregory settles it. Cote stops. 4:27 to play. Another save for George Cote. Back to the point, Stiles. In front, Goggin. Adamski tracks it down up ahead. Maybe looking to the slot. Adamski picks it up. Back to Maybe. Maybe with a shot off the mask of Carter. Salisbury at the blue line. Poked away. Pryle settles. Pryle to the backhand. Sends it wide. Callahan stays with it. Back around the net for Pryle. In front looking for Rosalenko, and the pass was deflected. Up the ice. Stiles gets it back. Stiles weaves. Stiles dangling toward the net. Taken away by Sioux. 3.5 to play. Stiles trying to get to that left side, and he's denied. A whistle. Do we have a delayed penalty? We do. A penalty shot coming. 3:04 to play, and a big chance for the Gaudreau Foundation to take a 3-goal lead. Nope, my mistake. It's a shot for Capper. Or is it? The players don't know either. It's the Gaudreau Foundation with a chance to go up 3. Dylan Stiles. Slap shot stopped by Cote. Just over 3 minutes to go. An offensive zone face-off for the Gaudreau Foundation, trying to extend the lead to 9-6 and put this game away. Skating in. Give it up for McCullough. Stick pops in the air. That's McCullough's. Up the ice for Cross. Cross in the corner. Callahan staying with it. Cross, back to the point. Jones. Rister looking for the deflection, and George Cote covers it up with 2:19 to go. If you're Capper Hockey Services, you got to get the puck up the ice in a hurry and maybe start thinking about pulling George Cote out of the net. Walking in, a shot saved by Carter. Stabbed back for McCullough. Gaudreau Foundation, numbers, Cross, Callahan, back in front for Gregory. Maybe couldn't generate enough speed for the breakaway, and Giederman breaks it up. 1:30 to play. Callahan, Gregory sends it wide. Sue, Cross, Callahan, back for Cross, batted away. Shot up the ice, 1:05 to go. In front, saved, big stop for Carter. It remains a 2-goal lead with under a minute to go. Stiles, drop it back for Humphreys, he lost it. Sue gets it up the ice. George Cote is still in his net. 30 seconds to go. Capper's got to hurry. Trailing by 2. Instead, it's a giveaway. A whistle and an offside. A big stop for Matthew Carter keeps the Gaudreau Foundation up 8-6. Take another look at this one. A great chance for Capper to cut the lead in half late. What a stop for Carter. 20 seconds to go. This game between number 1 and 3 has not disappointed. 20 seconds left, a 2-goal lead for the Gaudreau Foundation. Sue gets it. Sue fires. Covered up by Carter. Under 10 seconds to play. Rebound one back for the Gaudreau Foundation, and they will skate out an 8-6 win over Capper Hockey Services. The Gaudreau Foundation remains unbeaten in regulation. They hold on to the number 1 position. Capper Hockey Services falls to 3-2-0-1. An 8-6 win for the Gaudreau Foundation in one of the most exciting games of the JPL season. For our entire Breakout Sports Broadcasting crew, I'm Michael Cerroti saying I'll see you when I see you from the Prudential Center. Thanks for joining us.